Hi and welcome back, and here is part 2 of the review of the Syrp Genie, which is really a cool time-lapse device, and also let's call it a robot of sorts to drive your camera. So here we go. As you can see here, I have mounted a ball head that has some pretty neat adjustments. This is that one from Vanguard, the model SBH 250. In any case, mounted that on top of the Genie, and so the Genie right now has no bottom because it's not implemented anywhere. But as you can see here, I have a nice slider. This is a 4-foot slider, and then just for demonstration purposes, I got a little mini tripod here with the pano attachment on it. So the lateral attachment with the rope, and then the pano attachment for rotational shots, panographs. Is that right? Pano, yeah. Panovision. How's that? No, just kidding. But in any case, both devices or both attachments will allow time-lapse depending on how you program this guy. So right now, I'm just going to pop this guy on, and now he's mounted. I'm going to turn him on, and I'll give close-ups of these screenshots, but I just want to show real quick how clean and sweet this drives in video mode. And we're going to go and pick one custom that I set up. And one thing to be really knowledgeable about is that simple conversion. All the measurements on this device are in metric, so we're dealing with centimeters, millimeters, things of that sort. So I have a little measuring tape here, and what you do is you kind of measure what would center to center be in a safe mode. So you don't want it to overrun or jam up or anything of that sort. So I've got about 37 inches, and remember, it's a simple calculation for centimeters to inches. It's 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. So just multiply or divide the number of centimeters by 2.54, and that'll tell you how many inches of travel. So I'm just going to tell it to run and drive this, and it's very quiet, very smooth. This would be for video mode because we're moving at a steady pace here, and it's very clean, so you'll get a nice tracking shot, if you will. And it goes to my mark and then stops. And then all you need to do is tell it to come return home by selecting the return home, and it'll come back to its originating starting point. And really, that's as simple as it gets. As you can see here, here's the actual twine line, whatever you want to call it, that they provided. The end attachments, and these will attach to just about any kind of dolly or rail system or whatever you have. You can put it on a skateboard, as they show in one of their videos, or any device you can concoction up. I'm going to show in yet another video an experiment, because I have a very interesting rail that I'm going to talk about, or a micro dolly that's actually a curved micro dolly, and I'm most anxious to find out if we can get that to work properly on there. It should, because I'm thinking triangular measurements should be the same as it moves through the triangle, and I'll explain all that. In any case, so here we have a straight lateral movement, and now I am going to detach. So first I'm going to shut this guy off, and the way you do that is just hold the on-off button for a couple of seconds. I'm going to remove him, and it's really important, this lever switch here that unlocks, it's important to make sure that all that orange that you can see there, when it locks, has to be gone so that it's truly mounted. So I'm just going to attach this guy now to my little tripod here. I'm going to fire him back up, make sure that's locked. Here we go. Fired them up. And it now automatically knows by the icon that it's in rotational mode, meaning that the plate for rotation or pano shots is installed. And it's really cool how they do this. It's kind of a, I'll let you guys figure out how it figures out, because the plates look exactly the same and it took me a little while to figure out, but it's pretty trick how they did that. In any case, so here we go, and there's a little level, water level built into the Genie, and so you want to level it out, because if you're going to do a rotational pano, you want to have some assurance that it's all level. Granted, with the new software, with the apps like Photoshop and so on and so forth, it's really easy to do pano stitches. But for pano videos, it'll be seen if it's not level. So you want to make sure of that. In any case, so I am going to just go into video mode again. And we'll just say, let's do fast. And capture time, I want 10 seconds. Now let's do a little bit more. Let's go 180 degrees. It's set for default clockwise at 90 degrees. I'm going to change that by editing it. And I'm going to change, you can change clockwise, counterclockwise, all that stuff. And I'm going to go to 180 degrees. So basically a half a turn. (180) clockwise. You can save this or save it as a new preset. I'm going to save it as a new preset, and I'm just going to call it Y. The letter Y. I don't want to type a whole lot of stuff here. And it's supposed to do this in 10 seconds. And here we go. And we hit start. And there it goes. So it should do a full 180. You should see the screen when this is finished. Boom. Simple as that. And then if I hit the return button, I think I'm at the right place here. I'll double check. Get myself all cabled up here, and return to home, hit one down, and return, and it immediately returns. Very accurate. Of course, better to be on a super stable tripod. This little thing here is a little wiggly, and I'm shaking the table. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Time-lapse, the only difference is what it will do is it will move, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot. And that's based on the calculations, again, of what kind of duration you want for the video that you're going to produce. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to take their clouds example here. And it wants a record time of 30 minutes at 5-second intervals and a movement 90 degrees. So we're just going to hit start. And now it's actually going through the process, and in about 5 seconds you'll see it move slightly. Very slightly. You can hear it's triggering, it's rotating, and there's a really fine gear mechanism inside it. So it's at 1 degree now. It's actually telling me what's going on. And slowly but surely, it's going to do 360 images if I had my camera loaded on there right now. But for all intents and purposes, you can see what fine motion this has. We are now at 2 degrees. So I'm just going to say, okay, cancel out. And it will let you continue, but I am going to end this recording. And of course, you need to adjust these intervals according to what your camera's capabilities are. Also, it's going to depend whether you're shooting in RAW or JPEG or both, because there has to be a little bit breathing time. And you can find out all about those rules on my website at stockfootage.vadervideo.com under technical specs. There's some tutorials and also some free spreadsheets to calculate time lapse. And you can see how to program this guy by literally doing those calculations forwards and backwards. It's very easy. Just plug in your numbers. They're in Excel format, so if you don't have Excel, sorry, but they're free downloads and they will help you get all the facts and figures, frame rates, you name it, it's all going to be there. There's a second calculator or spreadsheet calculator also for free, which is called the Star Trail Calculator. And that's kind of important. Genie has a pre-programmed stars time-lapse mechanism or program in the system that you can use. But if you want to deviate from that, you can custom program any kind of rate that you want on this, and that's what's really cool. Again, if you're not sure how to calculate time-lapse, download those free spreadsheets, and I'll put the URL up once again. And make use of those things because those tools are free. They're invaluable. I use them all the time. That's why I created them. And they're also thoroughly explained in my ebook titled Shut Up and Shoot and Make Lightning Strike Twice. Don't know how I came up with that title. I guess it's because I like to shoot lightning. But in any case, so now you can see very simple how this thing functions. You guys have a great day, great shooting, and I'll see you soon with a follow-up on some real adventures out in the field with this puppy. We're coming into the monsoon season, so I'll show you some setups that I'm going to be doing, and we'll be doing some really unique setups with jibs and all that kind of stuff. See you back soon.